It's a perfect May 1st, like 62 degrees. Let's go get Qubie. All right. Hey there, Qubie. Let's give her a bath. You're probably wondering who the heck this guy is. So before we get too much further into RVing things, why don't we introduce ourselves? I'm Brian. This is my wife, Catherine. And this is my daughter, Julia. And we are too impatient to wait for retirement. So we embarked on an adventure that a lot of people find themselves doing. We got an RV and we travel around as a family when time permits. We got into RVing a bit of a weird path. I haven't heard anyone that quite went down the same road that we did. And I'll be honest, I first mentioned it to my wife and she thought I was insane for a really good reason, which is that I've never been a camper. Every Memorial Day, our neighborhood would get together and camp out at the local lake, Jordan Lake. We'd rent a big group site and everyone would bring their tents and set it up. And that was the tradition. And I hated it. Every year, I hated it. I dreaded it because I hate tent camping. I tell my wife, this is how it all started. As you can maybe tell, I do some obstacle course racing. And I had done most of the races around us. And I had started thinking, you know, it'd be kind of cool is maybe an RV. That way we can, travel around, do more races at different parts of the country. And this idea kind of percolated in my brain for a while. And one day, I remember it, Kat and I were sitting on our couch talking about, I don't even remember. And I said, can I admit something? I've been thinking about, at that time, 10 years down the road. I was like, you know what I was thinking might be kind of cool for us to do whenever we retire? And she's like, no, what? And I said, getting an RV. And she kind of looked at me like I had just grown up a toonie out of the top of my head. And she said it, but you hate camping. I said, yeah. And so I kind of explained a little bit more about my ideas, how an RV and traveling around the country and doing races at the time. That was my thought was, I can do more obstacle course races. And, a new vista out your door front every day. And I was like, that is appeal for me. And she really thought I was insane because, again, if you hate camping, why do you want an RV? And I said, here's the thing. And those of you with an RV might fully agree with me. The aspect of camaraderie and friendship and sitting around the campfire and talking and sharing stories and goofing off and singing and all of that, I enjoy. The aspects that I don't enjoy are having to go to the restroom in the middle of the night, the lack of comfort in a tent. It's either stifling or it's too cold. It's not that I hate camping, it's that I hate being uncomfortable while camping. And so I was like, glamping sounds perfect. We, at the time, had a financial advisor, a very Southern conservative gentleman. It was like, let's talk to our financial advisor, get a plan together. And, maybe he'll tell us, no, it's impossible. Or he'll be the voice of moderation and tell us, that sounds like a great idea. Let's make that a plan for you for the future. We'll plan for it. Planning, right? We tell him we have this idea that we wanted to talk to you about our future. We're thinking about getting an RV. We're not talking about doing it now. We were careful to say we're not talking about immediately, but it's something that we want to plan for. We think that would be fun. And this suit and tie conservative gentleman just looks at us and say, what are you waiting for? Why would you want to wait and not do it now? What we came to find out was he had a fifth wheel for like 10 years and loved it, had sold it. His idea, and he sold us on it, was make the memories with your daughter while you have her. Do it now. That put things in motion. The excitement only grew from there, but that's how we started. You know, I wanted to do this for a reason, and I've used it for that reason. I've gone to some other obstacle course races in Qubie, solo and with the girls and with a friend. It was exactly what I hoped for, but it's been so much more. Now that Julia is heading off to college, Kat and I are thinking about doing a little more. Going out for, you know, weeks, maybe months at a time, traveling around and seeing what there is to do out there. So that's how we started. I can't say we've regretted any of it, honestly. We often talk about how it's probably the best thing that we could have done for our family. We have so many great memories over the past 5.5 years. Some beautiful trips that we wouldn't have had, and I'm so glad that we made that jump before retirement. That's what kind of Shallow Roots is about. Too impatient to wait for retirement. I think the fall will be very interesting once we are able to recover from our sadness of Julia leaving. That's a big transition, but what we're trying to do is make it so that that transition comes with a different kind of transition, a more positive transition, to do the kinds of things that we had long talked about doing. America is an astonishingly diverse, beautiful place that we haven't explored. So I think we've got a lot of fun ahead. And we're hoping to document much of it so that for our own purposes, we can, you know, look back and visit. But also, with as popular as this style of travel has gotten, and it's only getting more popular, showing, you know, it's not so hard. It's not rocket science. It's pretty manageable for most people, and it's awfully rewarding. So I'm gonna go finish off this last wheel, and then I think it's time to take Qubie back to bed. Both of us kind of looked at each other and were pretty surprised.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, okay, come on. What's interesting is there's an ambulance or some kind of... What is that? Paramedic? Fire truck? Ambulance. Okay. Where was I? It is a beautiful, May 1st? Get the sun. Excuse me.